Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. So, I'm very happy to be here because I am tracking bass, and when I track bass, I record direct, and when I record direct, I don't have to worry about the train making all of its train whistle noises and just incredible amounts of noise, and the heater popping on or whatever other crazy noises occur around here, because this is a DIY kind of space, and I have sound conditioned it somewhat, but it's not like a studio where you just like airtight, you know. So, I am very excited about this because I like recording direct for all those reasons. It just makes it so much easier. And, you know, to add to that, you're not adding anything additional to your noise floor. So like whenever you turn on a microphone and record anything, that's more, you know, ambient sound that's going to your noise floor and just adding, you know, more noise. So anytime you can go direct and pull it off, it's awesome. So I'm happy about that. So these are very simple parts. It's 2 songs. This one's tuned down to E flat, so I have to tune the other one back up to concert to show you that one. But this one, I'm not a great bass player. I came up with a couple of different bass lines, but I ended up finding that most of them were distracting. So you really have to sort of play the song with all the parts. You know, if you think about it separately, you come up with things that don't always work. So what I try to do with the bass or with any of the instruments is think of them holistically. And there's a lot melodically going on with this tune. So even if I was a really great advanced bass player, I would still be playing this kind of simple root stuff. So I'm trying to replicate with a pick what you would do if you were, you know, really good with your fingers, like. I just don't feel like I have control like that yet, and I don't mind the hard sound of the pick. It's just, you know, clean, and if I would have to practice a lot to get good at that, you know, for recording purposes, so I need to start doing it at home, but I'm kind of lazy, so I usually just use a pick. So I'm going to replicate that like. Something like that. And then at a couple other points, I have like a little octave thing I'm going. Although I don't know if I go, yeah, I think I do that. Do that. And then later on the outro, it's like. So you'll hear it as it happens. Okay, so I'm going to play along to what I have recorded so far. And I've got a little spot at the end where it just feels like the guitar and drums get a little off, like it's like a race to the finish, and I'm hoping the bass can be kind of the middle thing that sort of keeps them glued together. All right, let's see what happens. Few notes. All right, so I plugged it in. I tune it by going to Tool, and then Tuner, and then making sure I'm in tune, a relatively good tune. And then I'm going to go to Effect, and when I go to Effect, I'm going to choose the bass algorithm with the patch number 05 tube pre. That's my favorite. I've tried a bunch of the other ones, and none of them sound like the amps that they say that they are, really, you know, that much. This one just has the warmest kind of like neutral, sort of just non-annoying tone. And the bass sounds really good. I can make the bass do whatever I want it to do. It's almost like plugging in direct. It just without an effect. Of course, we're always plugging in direct here, but it's almost like recording it without any kind of effect. It's just like the bass is toned, maybe with a little boost. So that's the one I choose. And you can also go into that particular patch and you can edit it. I don't have anything that I did differently, but you can go in and look at the levels, the gain levels, the tone levels. It has a cabinet. You can, you know, play around with all that kind of stuff if you want more cabinet or balance. Could be changed. The bass levels, the middle levels, the treble. You know, you could really kind of mess around with this, but I'm just going to leave it as it is because I don't want to get into the EQ swamp. All right, so here we go. Let's just see what happens next. 1, 2, 3, 4. that's the general idea of that. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to tune back to concert really quickly. It might take a second to, get the bass to hold that tune, and then I'll show you the next one. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the bass tuned up to concert, and it really didn't take that long. This thing is so solid. It's a great bass, great sounding bass, extremely difficult to play due to the neck being bowed. I've been told that what I need to do is take the neck off and clamp it to a straight, like a straight edge, I would think like a 2x4, any kind of like a table, anything that has like, an overhang. The bass, the neck is attached to that, and then clamped down with the truss rod at, completely flat. And apparently you have to just clamp it, the entire bass neck, over like a period of like, I don't know, a couple weeks. It said you'd hear cracking and everything, and the idea is just to get it to relax back to its original state, and then you can use the truss rod again to, bow it back out if you want to, but it's just too bowed in the middle, so it makes it really hard to play. I'm just too lazy to do anything about it, and I don't play bass that much, and I don't go out on the road with it or anything, and it sounds great, but man, is it hard to play. Okay, so here we go on the second one. I've got it tuned to concert, and this thing I'm just doing is like pretty basic, trying to get like some octave, like harmonic type stuff going. And like I said, this thing is hard to play, so I wanted something where I could like not have my fingers on the fretboard the entire time. We'll just see what happens. Playing along. So anyway, that's the idea of that one. This would be so hard to record with a microphone, all this low stuff. be so hard to record with a mic. You have to have your compressor just right and everything had to be perfect. So much easier to just plug this baby right into the Zoom. I really appreciate that aspect of it. Alright, so you can see what I have to do with the bass, and I've also been listening to the other song, in the process of doing this, and the guitars just slip off a little bit at that end point, and I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to re-record that guitar, because I can just tell it's going to bug me. It just starts to sound rushed at the end, and I thought maybe the bass would fix it, and I think it helps, but I just don't want to have it, I don't know. And in the other song, I lifted the pickup on the guitar up a little bit to give it more crunch and like nastiness. And I started thinking, man, I wonder if this one would sound good like that too. I like the articulation of it being lower because I was playing more open chords. So, I don't know. It's a thing to think about. I'm going to listen here before I go home and make my decision. Alright, so hopefully everyone out there is doing great. Recording direct to their Zoom and not having to worry about ambient noise. But if there's something you don't understand about what I'm doing, or if you're trying to get off the ground with the Zoom, figure out what's up, how to maximize everything, just let me know if you have any questions. There's a lot of videos on here where I kind of just repetitively do the same thing with the same songs, with different songs, but it's the same kind of action. Better over time. I learn more things and get more adept at the recording process. Alright, thanks again. Next time. But reach out if you have any questions. That's what I meant to say. Reach out if you have any questions. Don't hesitate, because if I don't have a video where it makes sense to you, just ask me the question and I'll make a new video. Alright, next time.